everybody? This is Taco Movie Talks. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you are having a great day as I am right now as we record. We have a we're going to be doing the new format that we've been doing recently. It's going to be one video at a time. Hopefully this title screen gives you an idea. I know one of them's really snuck up behind the outline of the title, but hopefully you get an idea of what videos there are for week 9. There's going to be hopefully some good surprises for you. Also, me and Ethan are going to be going over Ozu movies in Tokyo Twilight and Tokyo Story, so be on the lookout for those probably around this tomorrow as this is uploaded. So, a lot of stuff to look out for that hopefully gets you guys excited. And again, be sure to like and subscribe, leave a comment, any recommendations or thoughts on the movies covered, as I really, really appreciate that stuff. And one of, I think, the first movies that I'm going to review that has actually came out in 2022, and it's week 9. So, definitely took my time getting to one, but it is Top Gun Maverick, the long pushed off sequel that I think probably a good amount of people were excited about, especially people who saw Top Gun when it actually came out. And Tom Cruise is in it, and he is his star power is just about as high as it ever has been, and he does a really good job, and they bring in a young, actor who definitely has his acting chops in Miles Teller, and I think a lot of people were really excited that he was in the movie. And look, at the face of it, this is a really great popcorn movie. It's a really good summer type, I guess, blockbuster for lack of a better term, but I think everyone knows at this point that the mindset of Hollywood is we got to do something that'll compel people to go to the theaters. So, I went to see this at a drive-in with my girlfriend and her family, which was really fun. I mean, drive-in experiences are always really cool. I enjoyed it. Got a big tub of popcorn, and we had some pizza, and it was a fun movie experience, and this is the type of movie that it's not going to disappoint. I don't think, and from what I saw, especially just regular people going to see the movies, a lot of people liked it, and even people who enjoyed Top Gun, and that was kind of a big movie from their era, were not disappointed as well, which is definitely a risk of that. I think possibly in comedy movies, just going off of my knowledge, those opportunities, I mean, they get blown sometimes to where it leaves you a little not so excited to go out and see the sequel. You don't want to see them kind of bastardize the movie that you really liked growing up. Like like Zoolander was a movie I didn't even want to see, and the Dumb and Dumber sequel with Jim Carrey. Oh boy, yeah, just absolutely. I mean, they can do it wrong, and you know they can, but this was a movie where they stuck to elements that you expect from an action movie. They really packed it full of action. The serious moments were maybe a little bit cheesy, but it wasn't it was like a lot of feel goodness, and there was some formula to it where you kind of you expect certain things, you weren't sure if they were going to take certain chances or not. And I think for they played it safe, but in a way where it's like, look, we're going to give you guys what you want. The action scenes, like anything that was actually in a jet was just pretty freaking awesome. So sticking to that was a really good idea, and, they even I know the volleyball scene is very much talked about and kind of iconic for certain reasons, and they have their own, version of that in this that's a little, less, you know it's less. We'll leave that sentence there, but Teller and Cruz are a pretty good combo. I mean, they have decent chemistry on camera, and the mission is like it's understandable. It's just a very palatable movie where you're not going to be seeing something that's super inaccessible. It's pretty accessible for the whole family. So I think it's like the perfect movie for families to go to as I experienced it. And I thought it was good. It wasn't groundbreaking in any way, but it wasn't disappointing either. And there was a romance between, I believe, Jennifer Connelly and Tom Cruise that I'm really glad they didn't jam down your throat more, because I think that would have started to kind of take away from the film, and it probably would have been like too much cheese to bear for my taste, but they didn't overdo it. It was just enough to give some emotional resonance to Tom Cruise's character, and it kind of felt like there was some nice character arcs in there too, which is, it was a fully fleshed out film. And that's basically, if you liked the first one, if you have any attachment to the first one, you're gonna want to see this, and it's not going to be disappointing. So that is probably the best way I could sell it, and even I think there's a lot there for even newer audiences to appreciate. My girlfriend's younger brother was there, and I think he was able to enjoy it because I think the action scenes are so cool that it'll really keep you engaged the entire time. And I kind of liked the fact that Tom Cruise's character is like, a little bit down in the dumps with this one. Overall, it starts pedal to the metal, and it doesn't really let up at any point. So from that perspective, I really enjoy when movies are just trying to keep you engaged as long as possible. So I gave this one 3.5 stars out of 5. Pretty good rating because there wasn't much disappointment. Um, Definitely well above average in the action scenes. I mean, the actual stuff that they were doing in jets, it was thrilling. So it's a good summer movie for sure, and I think a lot of people who went to see it enjoyed it. If you don't like action, you probably wouldn't have gone to see this in the first place. It is what if you want it's one of the better case scenarios from a sequel like this. I mean, look, we saw what's possible with, I believe, with whenever they did the Mad Max movie, where that I think kind of was like, holy, like that is kind of the bar to set. A lot of people feel that same way with the Blade Runner sequel, where you know that's a high bar. This doesn't quite surpass that, but it perhaps learned something from probably more so Mad Max, that it didn't find some of the pitfalls that you would find in some sequels that come out well after the fact. So 3.5 stars. Definitely, as I said, if you have any emotional attachment to the first one, you're gonna enjoy this one for sure. And this is kind of a movie that does benefit from being seen on the big screen and having like blasting audio. So unless you have a good home theater, it might be one that you want to check out in the theaters. So again, recommend, and I think you will definitely you'll like it. Um, Thank you for checking this video out. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I will catch you on the flippity floop. Bye, y'all.